Look at your phone. Scroll through your camera roll. What do you see? Pictures of friends, maybe a meal you loved, a sunset that made you pause. But in between all that, there's something else. Hundreds of photos of a creature that doesn't speak your language, doesn't wear your clothes, doesn't belong to your species. And yet, somehow, they feel closer to you than most people do. You call them your baby. You talk to them in that soft voice reserved for love and innocence. You buy them gifts. You celebrate their birthdays. You protect them like a parent would. And if someone ever dared to call them just a pet, something in you stirs a quiet, burning resistance. Because you know that's not true. Not even close. But here's the question. Why? Why does your brain, your heart, your entire body treat this small animal like your child? Why do you feel joy when they wag their tail or panic when they sneeze? Why does their happiness feel like your purpose? The answer lies deeper than you think. When you look at your pet, your brain doesn't see an animal. It sees something sacred, something that triggers an ancient biological code written deep into your DNA. A code designed to keep you nurturing, protecting, loving. The same one that activates when a parent looks at their newborn child. You were built for connection. But in the modern world, connection has become fragile. People drift, relationships fade, children grow up and leave. Your pet, though they stay. They remain in that timeless space between dependence and devotion. They never outgrow you. They never rebel. They never stop needing you. And that's where the truth begins. For thousands of years, humans raised children to survive. Parenthood was purpose, identity, legacy. But now, in an age where independence is worshipped and families are delayed, that nurturing instinct doesn't just vanish. It looks for somewhere to go, and often it finds its home in a heartbeat covered in fur. Your dog or cat becomes the child that never grows up, the one who will never move away, never roll their eyes, never tell you you're wrong. They are frozen in time, eternally small, eternally dependent, and that fills something deep inside you that the modern world has quietly taken away, a sense of being needed. It's not weakness, it's wiring. Your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, every time you stroke their fur or look into their eyes. That same chemical floods a mother's body when she holds her baby for the first time. When scientists scan the brains of pet parents, the results are astonishing. The emotional circuits light up in the same way they do when human parents gaze at their children. You're not imagining it. You're not exaggerating it. Your love is real chemically, psychologically, emotionally real. But beyond biology, there's something more profound, something philosophical. Your pet represents the love that never leaves. In a world obsessed with growth and independence, they are the one bond that never asks to evolve. They are the embodiment of safety, the antidote to loneliness, the living symbol of unconditional acceptance. And for many people, that safety becomes sacred. Especially for those who've been hurt, those who've lost people, then abandoned or told they're too emotional. Your pet doesn't judge that. They don't question your worth or test your patience. They don't care about your mistakes, your past, or the masks you wear in front of other humans. They just look at you and see home. So yes, you are a parent, but you are not raising a child to grow. You are nurturing a soul to stay, a relationship frozen in its most innocent form. Yet this bond is not childish. It's evolution meeting emotion. It's your biology and your humanity shaking hands in a quiet truce. Because love in its purest form isn't logical, it's instinctual. And perhaps the purest kind of love is the one that asks for nothing except your presence. You feed them, they trust you. You protect them, they love you. It's a simple equation, but it feels divine. And maybe that's why it hurts so deeply when people dismiss it. They don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel. They've never had someone who can't speak still say, "You matter." You see, your pet doesn't just live in your home. They live inside your emotional architecture. They've become a mirror for your tenderness, a reflection of your capacity to love without condition. When you smile at them, you're smiling at the part of yourself that's still capable of innocence. When you protect them, you're protecting the part of you that the world tried to harden. And when they curl beside you and breathe in rhythm with your heart, you realize you weren't the one rescuing them. They were rescuing you. Every time you whisper to your pet, every time you tell them, "You're such a good boy," or "You're my baby," something quiet and profound happens inside you. It's not just affection. It's not just comfort. It's healing. When you speak that way to your pet, you're not only nurturing them, you're reparenting yourself. Think about it. The way you talk to your pet, gentle, patient, endlessly kind, is that how you were spoken to as a child? If it wasn't, then what you're doing now is called reparative nurturing. You are giving your animal the love, safety, and care that you once needed. And in doing so, you're healing the parts of you that were ignored, scolded, or left unseen. When your dog hides during a storm and you hold them close, your nervous system learns, it's okay. Fear doesn't make me unlovable. When your cat curls up beside you after a long day, your mind absorbs a new truth. I don't have to earn love, I just have to be here. And when you tell them they're perfect exactly as they are, somewhere deep down, your younger self hears it too. Your pet becomes the bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. They let you rewrite emotional memories that were never completed. They give you a second chance at gentleness, one that doesn't depend on another human's permission. This is why people who lose their pets grieve so intensely. Because it isn't just an animal that is gone. It is the daily ritual of healing, the living symbol of unconditional safety, the creature that helped you rewrite your own story. When they go, it feels like a part of your foundation has vanished. But that pain is also proof of something extraordinary, that you are capable of love pure enough to transcend species. Now let's go deeper. The connection between a pet and their human doesn't only rest on affection. It is also rooted in control and safety. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, taking care of a pet offers something profoundly stabilizing. You can't control your job, the economy, or other people's choices, but you can control the happiness and well-being of this one small creature who depends entirely on you. That control is not power, it's peace. It gives you structure in a world that often feels structureless. Feeding schedules, walks, routines, they're not chores, they're anchors. Each repetition whispers the world can still make sense. I can still protect something good. But there's another kind of pet parent, too, the guardian archetype. This is the person who worries deeply, the one who checks the camera when they're at work, the one who feels uneasy leaving their dog with anyone else. Psychologists call this anxious attachment, but underneath that anxiety is something beautiful, empathy, because you understand fragility. You felt it. And that is why you protect your pet so fiercely, because keeping them safe feels like keeping the world from breaking, even if just a little. Then there's the Redeemer, the healer. You might have rescued your pet. You might have seen them trembling in a shelter, sick or unwanted. And when you brought them home, you didn't just save a life, you found a reflection of your own healing. Every time they grew stronger, you did too. Every time they learned to trust, you learned that trust can return. That's not delusion. That's psychology at its most beautiful. And finally, there's the soulmate archetype. The person who doesn't just love their pet, but communicates with them, not through words, but through understanding. You talk to them like they understand, and somehow they do. Because emotional resonance doesn't need language. It just needs attention. For introverts, deep thinkers, and old souls, this bond feels more authentic than most human interactions. It's the connection that doesn't drain you, it restores you. Society likes to mock this kind of love. They call it crazy. They say it's a sign of loneliness or avoidance. But that couldn't be further from the truth. This love isn't a substitute for human connection. It's an extension of it. It's proof that your capacity for care hasn't been destroyed by disappointment. It's proof that even after everything you've endured, you still choose to love. And maybe that's the most profound part of this psychology, that in a cold, complicated world, you still wake up and pour your heart into something small, vulnerable and voiceless. You give them a home, and in return, they give you a reason to come home. You see, love isn't about species. It's about presence. It's about the invisible bond that forms when two beings decide, you are my safe place. You could call it instinct. You could call it projection. But maybe it's something simpler. Maybe it's soul recognition. Because every time your pet curls up beside you, you are reminded of the truth most people forget, that love is not earned, it's given. That family is not defined by blood, it's defined by belonging. And that sometimes the most human thing you can do is love something that isn't human at all. So go ahead. Talk to them. Dress them in that ridiculous sweater. Sing to them when no one's watching. Because in those small, tender moments, you are participating in something sacred, the ancient ritual of giving love where it can bloom freely. Your pet doesn't just make your life softer, they make you more human. And maybe, just maybe, that's the greatest purpose love can have.